Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today I'm going to be ranking all the Resplendent heroes that were announced in 2022 Fire Emblem Heroes. So yeah, I do this every year, ever since the first year of Faye passed, so I'm here again doing it. Unfortunately though, I couldn't release this before the end of last year that I wanted to originally, but things got busy, and I'm just doing it now, so better late than never. And this tier list, of course, is just based on my opinion, and it is just based on them on their art. So, you know, art is subjective, so it's likely you're probably not going to agree with every single placing here. Everybody's got their own takes and what they think looks good. So I just like to preface that before any kind of tier list I make, especially one that's just based on art. It's just, you know, subjective. It's just my opinion. So if you disagree, you know, let's be civil, and we can have a good talk about this. But yeah, this tier list, if you're wondering why Gordon kind of looks weird over there, is because I couldn't find an actual, like, I guess proper PNG of him online, so I just screenshotted one for him. So that'll have to do, because he was the last Resplendent announced last year. So I guess at least the site that I got these from, they don't have it yet. So that will have to do for now. But yeah, let's get into the tier list. And this year for Resplendents was definitely really cool. A lot of cool ones, a lot of interesting choices for sure. There's 24 in total, and I feel like the distribution compared to last year wasn't as balanced, like, you know, across the worlds, because there's only one from Niffle this year. There's only one from Nidavellir. There's only two from Muspel, so you know, stuff like that. So the distribution isn't the most balanced compared to last year, I feel like, if I remember correctly, but still a lot of great ones here. So let's get started in the tier list. There are 4 tiers, as you can see. It's just simple breakdown. S tier is the best of the best, the ones that gave me the most wow, the ones that I think improved the most from their base version or just looked the coolest. A tier, really good as well, you know, not S tier, but still pretty good. I like them a lot. B tier I think are okay, they're not bad, but they're all right. And then C tier I think are just ones that I don't really care for. I just thought were kind of meh. But yeah, so let's start with Brave Lucina. Definitely S tier. No surprise should be there, because Brave Lucina's art is amazing. Like, this looks like art she could have won for CYL when she won it the first time. Like, you know, not to say her Brave version's bad, her original art, but I feel like there was something up with her face that kind of looked funny to me. But now that she has this is definitely something Lucina would rock, and she looks amazing in it. Like, I've seen so many people trying to merge her up now because her art is so good. Like, she's the second Brave hero to get a Resplendent, and she definitely didn't disappoint after Brave Ike. And Brave Ike's was still pretty cool, but it wasn't like S tier in my opinion. And Lucina's here just knocks out of the park. So she looks amazing. You know, in her what is her art from? It's Asker, yeah. Asker art definitely looks amazing. So Brave Lucina, easily S tier. Next is Ophelia, as Marth's great or far descendant. Ophelia, I've always liked Ophelia. I always liked Owain, so of course I would love her daughter. And she's absolutely adorable. I think the pose is perfect for her, and her outfit is absolutely cute. In her, not even going to try to say the world, but the dark fairy world, the dark elf world. So she looks amazing. Not much to say there, especially compared to her base art. I think this is just a huge upgrade for Ophelia. So absolutely adorable. And then next is Gaius. Also think he's S tier. Gaius is a cool... I've always liked him. I feel like he's always been an underrated character in Awakening. And him getting this Resplendent was a really good, perfect one for him, honestly. He's got the lollipops in his hand. Like, he looks super cool in this. It's just a huge upgrade from his original version, and Gaius fans definitely were... you know, drooling over this one, because he looks amazing. He looks really cool, and I think Gaius in the Muspel art or Muspel outfit looks great, so I'm putting him in the S tier. Next is going to be Effie. So Effie, I also think is S tier. Her original art is not bad. Her original art's pretty good, but this one is just a, like, it looks like a softer version of Effie, I guess, especially on her face. But the Jotunheimer outfit definitely is perfect for her, for a character that's always trying to get strong and always working out. Effie's Resplendent looks amazing, so easily S tier there. Next is going to be Lucas. Now, Lucas, unfortunately, I love me some Lucas, but you know, I'm gonna have to put him in the C tier. I don't think his Resplendent is the greatest. It's not that he's ugly or anything. It's just, it didn't really wow me. I mean, his art is from Embla, and it's kind of basic. I don't know. I feel like his original art is almost just as good, if not the same, to me at least. So I'm going to put Lucas in the C tier. Didn't really wow me. Just, I don't really care for his Resplendent too much. So Lucas is going to be there, unfortunately. Next is Odin. I think Odin's is... I debated if I'm going to put A or S, but I finally decided on putting him S tier because the Hell attire looks really good on him. The colors kind of remind me of Fafnir. A little bit, but I think this is S tier because the pose is perfect for Odin, first of all. you know, a guy who's theatrics and always trying to be like a superhero, and his outfit makes him look like a superhero almost. You know, he kind of looks like some kind of heroic dude, or even a villain, I guess, because it's hell resplendent. But yeah, I think Odin's is amazing, S tier for sure. And you know, he definitely needed the boost, of course, because his attack is so bad. But yeah, Odin definitely, especially compared to his base art, is a huge upgrade for me. So yeah, Odin S tier. Next is gonna be Elise. Now Elise, I know a lot of people loved hers. I mean, Elise is a fan favorite, but for me, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not a huge fan of her, but her Faye Resplendent wasn't something I was like jumping out of my seat for. It's cute, I guess, but I'm gonna put in B. I think it's okay. I guess compared to her base art, I think this is a little better, but it's not anything I'd put in the higher tiers, but not anything worse to put in the C. So I think I'll put Elise in the B tier. It's all right. But yeah, so next is Ephraim, my boy, one of my favorite lords. His Resplendent was amazing. I know everyone was hoping he would get a Fairy Resplendent, but it was funny when he didn't, and I'm glad he didn't, honestly, because this looks amazing. I'm gonna put in S tier for sure. Ephraim getting his Jotunheimer outfit, and I know a lot of people didn't expect it, and when he showed up, I'm like, dude, Ephraim looks awesome. Like, he's just the eyes, the hair, the outfit, his poses, like, he just looks really, really cool, and it fits him perfectly, honestly, for someone like Ephraim. So yeah, not much to say about his. Definitely S tier. I think one of the best ones from last year, or 2022. And the next is Deirdre. Same thing. She also got one same as Ophelia. Looks amazing as well. I think it's a huge upgrade from her original art. She has a beauty to it. Like, she has this glow around her that looks really cool, and the purple is great as well on her outfit. And I think it was a perfect choice to get the Dark Fairy land for her. So Deirdre, easily S tier. Next is Faye. Faye is going to be the first one in the A tier. It's definitely an upgrade from her base art, in my opinion. She looks absolutely adorable with that smile, especially, but nothing to make me put it in S tier. Still pretty good though, for sure. And her base art was cute, I guess, but it wasn't like anything like this. I think this is more vibrant for Faye and more fitting for her, honestly. You know, she's a cheery dragon, so I think I'll put her in the A tier. Next is going to be Faye, after Faye, and same tier, A tier as well. Hers is really simple, but it's great. Like, it's makes her look cute, I think, compared to her base version, who she was kind of in like a weird pose. This one's more of something I'd see Faye in, I feel like. And of course, her Resplendent art, or her Resplendent world outfit, should I say, is the same as Alm's, because she is Alm's biggest simp. So I like that as well. So I'll put her in the A tier for Faye. Next is Florina. I was debating to put her in the A or S tier. Not sure. I feel like I'm leaning towards S, simply because compared to her base version, this is a huge upgrade. Her base version kind of looks a little off to me, but with this, I feel like it's perfect for Florina, because she's a super shy girl, one of the most timid characters. But with this, I feel like she has a little more confidence, but she still retains that shyness to her. I feel like it's a little bit shy, and also, you know, wearing something bold in this hell attire. So I think, I don't know, should I put an S tier? I think I'll put it S, just because of those reasons, because it's definitely something that Florina wouldn't normally wear, or like, you know, exhibit herself in. So like I said, the shyness, but also having that confidence, I think is great for her art. So I'll put her in the S tier. George is next. My boy George, his Resplendent is really cool looking. Now, debating within A or S tier again, but the reason I'm debating is because George already has one of the coolest designs out of any Arcanea character, in my opinion. He looks so cool with his outfit, and him being this renowned archer. I was thinking to myself, how are they going to really improve upon his base art? Because he really looks so cool, right? And they did improve it a lot of ways, but is it like a huge upgrade compared to the, you know, I mean, it's subjective, right? But is it a huge upgrade compared to his base art? I'm not sure if it's a huge upgrade. He still definitely looks really, really cool. His eyes makes him look like just a cool dude that's also like calm, but also savage when he wants to be. But yeah, I don't know. Should I put him in A tier, S tier? I'm still debating. I think I'll put S tier. I don't think I should put it A. Still looks really cool, and I think even though I may not think it's like a huge, like a massive upgrade to his regular art, I still think they delivered when it comes to Resplendent. So I'll put George there. So yeah, that's George in the S tier in his what's his attire? Embla attire. Next is Gordon, another archer from Arcanea. I'm gonna put him in A tier. His art, I know a lot of people weren't fans of it. I mean, his base art is already pretty good, honestly. Like, his base art is pretty good. So I wouldn't put it in S tier because I don't think it's a direct upgrade, but it still looks pretty good. I mean, it's simple and it's Gordon, you know, it's my boy, but nothing to make me put it in S tier. I think it's simply in the A tier. I know some people might even put it down here because, again, not a lot of people were crazy for it, but I think his is just simple and solid. I'll put it in the A tier for sure. Next is Jafar. Jafar, just like Odin, got a much needed boost stat wise, but in the art department also he needed a boost, and I definitely think it's S tier. Debating on A, but I think S tier is good for him because his art definitely makes him look more threatening and more of the killer that we know him as. So Jafar, I think, is solidly in the S tier. You could definitely put him in A tier, but I think A or S is good placing for him. Next is Carla. Now Carla might surprise some people, but I'm going to put her in the B tier. I'm not a huge fan of her Resplendent. I feel like her original art is a lot better. It's drawn by one of my favorite artists, Kita Senri, and this one, while I don't think it's bad, I don't think it's like, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't even, like, the original Carla I think is just way more pretty and way more, like, I guess just way more hot. This one is, it's unique. It's definitely interesting. They chose a hell design for Carla. Definitely didn't expect that for her, but it just seems out of place to me. I don't know, in her face and everything. I don't know. I just like her regular version better, and even her other alts, or her singular alts, should I say. But this one's B tier. I think it's okay for Carla. So yeah, that is my placing for her. Next is going to be Lachesis. C tier, unfortunately. Not a huge fan of Lachesis' art. Whenever I see her, when I summon her, I'm like, oh, great. Even her base version I didn't think was great either. And this one, I mean, I guess it's cute, but not a huge fan of Lachesis, so I'll put her in the C tier. Next is Lara Shell. B tier for me. I know that might seem like blasphemy for some people, but I mean, the art is cute, don't get me wrong. I might be in the small minority that actually thinks her base art is better than her Resplendent. I actually go with that when I'm playing Faye. I just stuck with her base art. Then this one's cute for sure, but I like the fairy ones, but you know, especially for the Sacred Stones girls, they're cute. But for Lara Shells, I don't think it's really big upgrade to her regular version, because her regular art, I think I'm a huge fan of it. I like her regular art. It's unique. There isn't that many characters in the game, I don't think, that have been drawn in that art style, and for Lara Shell it looks really good. But yeah, this one I think is just B tier for her Resplendent. So yeah, that is Lara Shell. Next is Long Q. Amazing Resplendent for sure, S tier. You know, this man didn't get anything for the past 5 years, and when he got his did not disappoint. He looks really, really cool, and it just fits him. Like, it's like similar to Jafar. He's just a quiet killer, cold-blooded assassin, right? And he looks amazing. Like, if you just look at his special art and all his arts, it's amazing. And especially compared to his base art, which wasn't terrible, but this one's just a direct upgrade. When you think of Long Q and Faye, like, this is the Long Q you think of now. So Long Q, easily S tier for me. Next is Male Corrin. He's going to drop in the C tier. Not a huge fan of his one. I mean, his doesn't look bad, of course, but you know, this is one that I didn't really care for. You could put him in B or C. I can see someone putting him in B or A, but C tier is going to be where I'm going to put him. Not a huge fan of his Resplendent. And he got his in, what land was it? It was Asker, so yeah, just not crazy for this one. Next is Matthew, the only Niffle Resplendent this year, and Jafar was the only Nidavellir Resplendent. But yeah, Matthew, only Niffle Resplendent. I'm going to put him in the A tier. His looks good. You know, his base version was still pretty solid, but this one I think is a nice upgrade. Not a huge upgrade, but a nice one for sure for Matthew, because he definitely desperately needed it, and I'm hoping you know, he can get an alt this year, because Matthew's a great character. So I like him getting the Resplendent in the A tier. Next is Mia. I was thinking about putting her in the S tier, but I feel like after I looked at her art again, while it's great and it's definitely a nice choice for her to be in Jotunheimer outfit, I'm going to put her in the A tier simply because I think the best looking Mia in Faye right now is Summer Mia, or I might be forgetting some other Mia. Or in Halloween Mia, I guess, also looks pretty good. But this one, it's cute and all, but I don't think it's S tier. You know, it's definitely better than her base version though, but not something I'd put in the S tier, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people were crazy for this one, but I'll put it in the A tier. And then we're getting down to the last few, Saber and Seliph. So Saber, S tier. Saber is a fan favorite from Shadows of Valentia, and when he got this one, a lot of people were down bad for him. His regular version, while it wasn't bad, it just looked not as, like, it's not the Saber you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look quite like Saber. And when you got this one, it's like, oh yeah, now we're talking. So Saber, S tier for sure. I mean, just look at his art. He looks great. And then last is Seliph. So Seliph, I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Seliph is definitely nice. It's definitely, I think, a nice upgrade to his base version, but not something I would say in the S tier. So yeah, that's my ranking on the Resplendents this year. Let me know what you guys think. So if you want to hear the distribution for all the lands and all the worlds that each character got it from, so Hell had 4 of them. So that's Florina, Lachesis, Carla, and Odin. The Dark Fairy Elf world had Deirdre and Ophelia only, so just those 2. Embla had the most with 5, and that's Lucas, Faye, Longq, George, and Gordon. Asker had 3 with Seliph, Maelcorin, Brave Lucina. Jotunheimer had 4 with Saber, Effie, Ephraim, and Mia. Muspel had 2 with Gaius and Faye. Niffle only had 1 with Matthew, like I said. And the Light Fairies had 2 with Larshell and Elise, and Nidavellir got only 1 with Jafar. So I'm hoping next year we get more Nidavellir Resplendents, because I don't think there isn't that many right now. Nidavellir ones are pretty cool, so I like those. Muspel ones are always cool. I think the Hell ones are also pretty cool, even though I wasn't a huge fan of Lachesis or Carla, but the Hell ones definitely have some of the best ones. And Embla and Asker, you know, they're kind of a mixed bag. I feel like Embla and Asker is a hit or miss. Either you love them or you're not a huge fan of them. Like, I put Lucas in the C tier on his, but then I have, like, you know, George and Longq in the S tier. But yeah, that's my tier list on the Resplendent heroes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let me know what you guys think on the tier list and where would you place other people. If you want to make your own, again, you can make it. I'll leave the tier list in the description. But yeah, 2022 Faye had some nice Resplendents for sure. I mean, most of these heroes are in the S tier because I'm just a liker of art. I'm an enjoyer of art. I'm not that picky when it comes to art. I know some others might be super duper picky on Resplendents, but for me, I just enjoy seeing the new art for the characters, and none of them I really hate or anything. It's just, you know, ones I like way more. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble. As always, please leave a like if you enjoyed. Yeah, have a good 2023. Please stay safe out there, and peace out.